Hello fellow developers, welcome back to the TechRakshit. In today's video, we shall be talking about non-primitive data types in JavaScript. JavaScript is known for its flexible and dynamic nature, but behind the scene, JavaScript uses various kinds of data types which are non-primitive. Unlike primitive data types, non-primitive data types are a little more complex and they allow us to work with collection of data, values, structured data and many more. In today's video, we shall be talking about 11 key non-primitive data types. So let's get started. So first up, we have objects. Now objects are extremely powerful in JavaScript and they form the backbone of various JavaScript applications. Now what are objects? Objects are collection of key value pairs of related data in a single data type. And here is an example of how object is created. And with this literal we can create objects. Now in this case, this object has three key value pairs: name, age and is teacher. These key value pairs can have different types of data, like in this case we have string, then we have number and a boolean. These objects can also contain another object in a different key value pair, so objects are extremely powerful. Next we have arrays. Arrays are ordered collection of various values or various data. Arrays in JavaScript can contain multiple data types in a single list or array. Here is an example how arrays are created and how things are done. So in this case there are two arrays. In the first array, it contains only 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the second case, it contains a number, a string, a boolean value and also an object within the same array. And this is how arrays are created in JavaScript. Moving on to functions in JavaScript. Like every other function, functions in JavaScript helps us to encapsulate reusable logics. In JavaScript, functions are treated as first-class objects or first-class variables. So therefore, they can be assigned to a variable, they can be passed around, even they can be returned from another functions. Let's see an example here. So this is a function named greet and it takes name as a parameter or argument. Now this parameter is returned with this hello keyword. So if you simply call the function greet Amit, then it will return, or it will print basically. No, it will return hello Amit. This is how functions are created in JavaScript. Please remember, this function can also be created using arrow function literal. This came after ES6, and also it can be assigned to a different variable. And in many of the JavaScript applications, you will see this pattern. Now let's talk about maps. Maps are also very popular data type in JavaScript. This is also very similar like object, contains only key value pairs, but the difference from object is the key can be a non-string value also. It can be of any object, it can be a number, it can be anything. And also you have to remember, in case of map, the order of entering the key value pairs is retained in map, which is not retained in case of object. So that is why maps are helpful. You can use the map when the key is not a string and you do not require a key to be a string. Also you have to preserve the ordering of in which order the key value pairs are entered into map. In those scenarios you have to use map. And this is how a map is created. Map is created with this constructor, and we can set the key value pair by using this set property, map.set, map.set. And to get the value, you have to use map.get, and you have to simply provide the key object, and that's it. Similar to maps, we have sets. Sets are collection of unique elements or objects. If you need to have distinct elements in a single data type or data structure, then sets are the way to go. A set cannot have duplicate entries, or it cannot have same values within it. Sets are created using this particular keyword, and we can add values like set.add, set.add, and we can simply put a duplicate value also, but it won't exist. So for example, here at line number 30 we have added 1 again, but this won't be added because sets are only distinct elements. So since 1 was already there, it won't be added. Next, we have few data types which are not so popular, but it exists in JavaScript. One of them is weak maps. So weak maps are very similar to maps, but the key of a weak map has to be an object. It cannot be anything else. And also, when the reference of the object, basically the key, is changed to null, then that particular weak map is garbage collected. So it is gone from the memory. This is why weak map is called weak, because the keys are weakly held. So if you simply change the key object reference to null, then it goes to the garbage collection. So when in which scenarios you need the key maps? If you need to garbage collect the data or garbage collect this weak map or this data automatically based on the key to be changed to null or something, then in those cases weak maps are extremely helpful. And this is how a weak map is created. Weak map using this constructor, and since here this is an object, we are setting this object as key with this particular value, some value. Once this object 1 is changed to null, then this weak map is garbage collected or gone from the memory. That's how weak map works. Similar to weak maps, we have weak sets, where the objects or the collection of that particular weak sets are weakly held. That means the objects of this particular weak set data type, when that is changed to null, then this particular weak set is also garbage collected, like the weak map was done. And weak set is created using this particular constructor, this new weak set. If you can see here, this object 2, we are adding this object 2 within this weak set. Now when this object 2 is changed to null, then this whole data type, like weak set, this data is garbage collected because the collection is null. And that's how weak set works. At number 8, we have a very popular data type, which is date. And date can be created using this keyword, which is new date. Date is if you want to talk about today's date, or if you want to do anything with timestamp, then date is the data structure to go forward. This data constructor has multiple property and multiple methods also to manipulate the data from one format to another format, be it ISO, be it another format. So dates are extremely useful and it's very popular. Most of the applications uses this constructor for construction of date, for creating date, for manipulating time and everything. At number 9, we have regex or regular expression. Regular expression is created using this keyword like regex, but regex are extremely powerful. Although it is a little bit tricky to understand and comprehend the whole part of it, but regex are useful for searching, pattern matching, replacing, splitting, everything with strings. So regex are extremely powerful tool. Next up, we have typed arrays and array buffers. These data types are useful if you want to work with raw binary data. Maybe you are getting that raw binary data from some web APIs, or you are manipulating the raw binary data of an image or of an video in your own application. Then this is the array, or this is the data type to go for. And typed arrays are created using this particular keyword. So buffer is new array buffer of 8-bit. Then if we are creating a new int array with this particular buffer, then this also gets created. Last but not the least, we have promises at last. Promises represent eventual completion of a task. Now in modern day JavaScript, there are many things called as async function. There are many tasks which are asynchronous in nature. So to represent whether that particular task is completed or it has got some error, then promises are extremely useful. Promises has 3 major states. One is unfulfilled state, then second is fulfilled state. Fulfilled state can have 2 things. One is either that particular promise is resolved or the particular promise is rejected. So promises are created using this particular keyword, which is new promise, and this takes one function as an argument. This function has 2 parameters. One is resolve and second is reject. If you want to resolve the promise, we have to call this resolve function. If you want to reject that promise, then we have to call the reject function. In this case, after 1000 milliseconds, this gets resolved with this particular data, which is a string called success. Now how to access this particular thing? So promise dot then we will do, and this then will take a callback function. This function takes an argument, this is the value, and this particular value will be representing success. To represent failure, we have to take .catch. So if we simply do catch, then it will also take one more function, and this parameter will take a error. So we have to simply throw error or print error, whatever we want to do with it. And that's how JavaScript promise works. Okay, I think that's it for today with these 11 key concepts, 11 key non-primitive data structures. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.